Good morning, children. Welcome back. Children, in our previous session, we had discussed the terrestrial habitat or the land habitat. In that, we had discussed deserts, then grasslands and mountain regions. Just a quick recap, children. In deserts, we had learnt how camel is adapted to the very hot and extreme surroundings of the desert. Then we had studied how the other animals like rats and snakes, they live in burrows and they come out only during night time. Then how the desert plants, they don't, in some plants the leaves are absent, and in some like cactus the leaves are reduced to spines in order to prevent the loss of water. Then in mountain regions, we had studied how the plants are or the trees are conical in shape. They bear needle-like leaves so that the snow slides off easily. Then the animals, they have thick covering of fur on their body in order to keep their body warm. Then we had studied grasslands. In grasslands, we had studied the adaptations which are found in lion and deer. Children, today we will be studying some aquatic habitat. That means, aquatic habitat means the plants and animals or the living organisms that live in water. Now, water can be oceans, that is sea water, or it can be fresh water. So, firstly we will discuss about sea water. Now, children, we all know fishes, they live in water. And what are the adaptations that a fish possesses in order to survive in water, children? Firstly, the body of fish is streamlined so that shape of the body helps it to move easily in water. Secondly, there are slippery scales on its body which protect the fish as well as they help the fish to swim in water. Then they have flat fins and tail that helps the fish to find directions and maintain the body balance. So these are the adaptations that a fish possesses. Even it has gills through which the fishes respire. Okay, and how do they respire? How do they absorb oxygen? The oxygen that is dissolved in water is absorbed by the gills, and that helps the fish to survive in water. Then there are other animals, children, such as squids and octopus. They do not have a streamlined body. Then how do they survive? What do they do? Octopus and squids, they remain in the deeper seabed. They do not come to the surface and they remain in the deeper part of the ocean, and they feed themselves on whatever prey that is approaching them. Then you must have studied, but when octopus and squids, they want to move about, they change their body shape. They make it streamlined and then they move about. You must have seen, children, dolphins and whales. They do not have gills. Then how do they respire? What do? They have blowholes or nostrils, we can say, which are present on the front part of their head, through which they take in oxygen. You must have seen dolphins, children. They come up and then they go down. Okay, why do they do so? Because they come up to breathe in oxygen from air. So this is about the adaptation of animals in oceans. We have discussed fishes, octopus, squids, whales and dolphins. Now we come to ponds. Now usually, children, in frog is the most common animal that is found in ponds and lakes. We all know frog is an amphibian, so it can live on land as well as in water. Now how is the body of frog adapted, children? Firstly, the back legs are very well developed or strong in frog, which helps the frog to jump or leap on the ground, and it has also got webbed feet so that it can swim in water. So this is regarding the animals. Now we come to the adaptations of aquatic plants, children. Okay, now what are the adaptations that are found in aquatic plants? Firstly, aquatic plants are classified as floating plants, submerged plants, and they are partially submerged plants also. Now floating plants, they float on the surface. Submerged plants are completely submerged underwater, or they are completely underwater, whereas partially submerged are only the roots are in the water and the rest, the leaves and branches, flowers you can see on the surface of water. Now children, what are the adaptations of the aquatic plants? The adaptations, firstly, the roots are very short. Like how we have studied in terrestrial plants that the roots absorb water and minerals from the soil. But here the function of absorption is not done by the roots. The main function of the roots in aquatic plants is to hold the plant. Okay, and the nutrients and water is completely absorbed by the stem, branches when they are floating on the surface. Then the stem of the aquatic plants is long, hollow and lightweight. Now since the stem is long, hollow and lightweight, it is flexible, it can bend, so it can bend along with the flow of water, and it can withstand water currents also. Lastly, we come to the adaptation of the leaves. How are the leaves adapted or modified in the aquatic plants? The leaves are long, ribbon shaped, children. So they are some plants are completely submerged under water. So these leaves are divided into, or they are long, ribbon shaped, so that they can withstand the water currents or they can withstand the flow of water. So these are the adaptations that we have studied, children, today in the aquatic habitat, that is in the living organisms that are found in water, be it plant or animals. If you have any doubt, children, you can contact me on my personal number. Till then, thank you and God bless.